Welcome to the RS2G podcast, where I motivate, inspire listeners by discussing failures, success, and the journey of a rebirth. If you're someone who wants to hear the honest truth from a host that puts his right hand to God, as I interview people who have built empires and sometimes watch them crumble as their lives have taken an unexpected twists and turns, this podcast is for you. Life is not always easy. And as a combat military veteran, active military for 14 years, I know about sacrifice and facing fears and true loyalty. I can't wait to take you on this rebirth journey with myself and my guests as we discuss life and living with your right hand to God. Boom. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the RH2G podcast, where we motivate and inspire. And we got a special guest today. We got my big sister. I always wanted to sit down and have a methodical conversation with her and ask her a lot of questions. Even though we grew up together, I wanted the world to see who she is and where I get a little bit of my savvy from, and introduce her as who she is. Her name is Jolena McIntyre. We call her Nina, big sis to me. And she's the mom to one of the hottest hip-hop young stars that came out since 2014, 15. Tay-K, 47, that's my nephew. This is his mom, and we want to let her know that we happy her coming on the air, and just want her to introduce her to the world. Who are you? Tell us who you are, Jolena. Nina? What's going on?
Oh, you already said who I am.
Yeah, let the world know.
But I'm Jolena. I'm Tay-K's mom, real special K mom, and Cameron's mom. I forgot his Instagram hashtag.
His handle, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But y'all know who he is.
Yeah, he makes so many.
Right?
Yeah, so we wanted to introduce you to the world and just let the world know your business aspect and what you got going on and where you came from. Obviously, you can tell that we came from Long Beach, California. You know, if you guys been tuning into my podcast, you know exactly where I'm from, who I am, what I stand for, and I like to hit on a lot of intelligent moments. And the community right now, how we were raised with our father and our mother going through what she went through. She inspired a little bit of a grit in us both, and we used to see her downtown LA. So give us some stories of how you remember our mom, so you could tell me live on the air how you remember Mama.
Mommy was crazy. She ain't take no shit. Excuse my French. I remember Mommy. Remember when we was little and we was going. Daddy took us down there to go visit Mommy. Remember, she gave us money and we went to the store. Remember when you gave that derelict some money?
All that money, yeah.
Yeah, we went when we got in the store. Mommy, we put a whole bunch of stuff on the counter.
Yeah.
And you didn't have no money to pay for your stuff, and Mommy asked you where your money was, and you say you gave it to the man outside.
Yeah, man.
And then he bought a beer. And Mommy beat him up.
Yeah.
We was right across the street from the police station.
Man, it was crazy. Man.
Mommy was, she was off the chain. Yeah, she was off the chain.
She scared me, my mom, I had a big heart, and I think I got that from my father. But my mom, she was she
no
ain't no
nonsense,
buster.
yeah.
She was no nonsense.
No.
My dad had gave us some money to go hang out with my mom for the weekend, and my mom knew about it, and I spent the money. I gave it to a homeless guy. Well, I was notorious for giving. If my dad gave us $10, I would give 10 homeless people $1.
Yeah.
So that's how I was ever since I was little. And my sister would be like, we ain't feeding them. And my mom would go off on me because I didn't have no money to buy my own stuff. And she was teaching me ethic too. So.
Yeah, and then she knew that that's like how she hustled or whatever. She say she was homeless, and that's how she used to get money sometimes too. Yeah. So she knew that some of them were not actually homeless. Right. Some of them were actually crooks. Right. So she didn't play that mess.
Yeah, she knew before us. We was little, so I would give anybody my money. My mom was like, he's not homeless, or he's not really struggling like that. They are just, I guess they would call them shysters back in the day.
Yeah, they just wanted to get alcohol. I mean, so what do you call it? Oh God, they just wanted to get high or get drunk or whatever. They wanted us to support their high or their whatever their thing was.
Yeah. And what's one of your greatest stories? How you remember Mommy?
Mommy?
Yeah.
I remember, that's what
she
knocked that man out.
Yeah. I remember my mom. I remember we was in LA, and my dad let us go for the weekend to go hang out with my mom, and she would take us everywhere. Like 72 hours, we would go to like 100 places.
Right.
Like, places that she was known and people known her. And my mother, we went to a house party. And I remember that I used to like to play with lighters and matches and stuff like that. And she told me, don't be playing with the matches and the lighters. And I lit the trash can on fire. And it was burning outside the apartment. It was in L.A. off of Avalon.
And she whipped you.
And she put hands on me too. And I was like, oh, this lady don't play right here.
Mommy used to say, I do no more. I do no more.
Yeah, she used to, my mom was rough. She was really rough. And I miss her to death, man. We're going to throw some pictures on there to show everybody where she come from. My mom's from Long Beach, California, but from Jamaican descent is her family originated from, and that's how we got here.
Right.
And, we want to be able to tell our story and just talk about it. So tell me, how was it growing up in Long Beach, California?
Growing up in Long Beach, the best city ever, the best place ever. But it was rough.
Yeah.
I have a lot of great memories, moments. I have some sad ones too.
Yeah.
But I love Long Beach.
Yeah.
I'll never stop loving Long Beach. I just had to leave so I can grow up and participate in life.
Right.
Yeah. So but that's my city always. I'm always gonna rep my city. I'm repping it now.
Yeah, you got the Snoop Dogg shirt on. Hey, Snoop, if you see her with the shirt, man, give us a shout out. Our grandfather is your godfather, Richard Harris. So
right.
Let's touch bases, man. We're trying to do some influencing things in the community with the city, and we love what you've been doing. And actually, one of my cousins is your wife's second cousin, the Fuller. So Latasha Fuller, captain, that's her father.
Right.
That's my manager. So Latasha Fuller is my manager. So Snoop, if you hear this, I want to get you on the set. Can you come on and grace my podcast, and let's put Long Beach back on the map right there. So back to my sister though, tell me some stories how, our uncle was, Uncle Ricky. So if you guys don't know, my Uncle Ricky, our uncle, my mama's baby brother, he was a famous comedian. He was with the Dog Pound. He was with Death Row. He was with Snoop all the time. Mm-hmm. If you hear him on the albums, he did a lot of the intros. So I think that's where I get my microphone savvy from, is him though. But tell us about stories that you remember from Uncle Ricky.
Uncle Ricky.
Yeah. Tell me something that you think I don't know.
That you don't? I don't.
Because there's a lot of things I don't know.
That he was mad at me when I got with Kevin.
Oh, and that's Tay-K's dad.
He wanted to beat him up.
See? Those are stories right there.
All my uncles wanted to beat him up and kill him.
You hear that? That's great. That's my family is ghetto right there.
But me and Uncle Ricky fell out for some years because I wouldn't leave Kevin alone. He ain't talk to me till I left him alone either.
Right. Mm-hmm. Uncle Ricky, he was special.
Right, he was.
And how I remember him, he loved us to death.
Yeah, he loved me to death.
Yeah, he loved us to death, man. I remember certain things he used to do for me, and I still wish he was here. But his spirit, he lives on with us, and we got to keep pushing that positive envelope, because he was definitely, if you guys are listening or tuning in, Ricky Harris was definitely a staple in Long Beach, California, throughout the world. Comedian. I believe he touched a lot of the comedians that you guys see today, like Jamie Foxx and all them.
Right. Before Snoop them, he put Long Beach on the map.
He put Long Beach on the map. So shout out to my Uncle Ricky Harris, the late, great Ricky Harris. And he taught me a lot of things, man. He told me before I went in the Army, he was like, JR, there's two things I wouldn't play with. And I said, what is that? He said, I wouldn't play with women or food. And I never knew what that meant until I got older. And now that I'm 42, I don't play with either. I don't play with either. So tell us some more stories. How, did Ricky pick you up sometimes to take you places to do things with you, or took you to some certain events or anything like that?
Yeah, he loved, we was mommy kids. So he loved, everybody loved my mom. Yeah. So, because everybody loved my mom, they definitely, they loved us. Right. And after she passed, people, I think that's why I made a lot of mistakes and nobody never told me anything, because they loved her so much. I was spoiled. So they wouldn't, even when I did wrong, nobody would tell me I was doing wrong. Right. They didn't want to hurt my feelings, I guess. Right. Or I don't know. They were my enablers. Yeah, my family was.
You hear that? The family was my sister's enablers.
My auntie Isha, Yvonda, Uncle Derek, Uncle Ricky, they did. Yeah. They did. Mm-hmm. For real, they did.
That's dope. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I see, my sister, we have a lot of stories that we connect with from the ages of when I was born, because she's a couple of years older than me, to the moment I saw her leave to go handle her situation. And we never talk about it. You know, life goes on. I went to the Army. A lot of things transpired, but we didn't have such a good upbringing, you know, when we saw our mother go through what she went through, and we were still trying to challenge and understand ourselves to everybody else has their mom, where's our mom?
Right.
And she dealt with it her way, and I dealt with it my way. But I remember when she stopped dealing with it, and she said she was done. And I remember, I think I was 11 or 12, and she was 14 or 15, and she ran away, and I didn't see her no more. I used to see her when I used to go to school in the park hanging out.
Right.
And I didn't understand at that time because I was younger, but I knew that was my sister, so I backed her play whatever she was trying to do. Do you remember that night when I let you out, when you came to me?
Yeah,
like,
when you let me out the gate,
you was like, this
and
it.
I ran down, I went to
Where did you go?
to a house party.
You went to a house party.
Yeah, on Orange. Angela had a party on Orange.
And that was it.
I went to the party and never went home. That
Never
was
went
at the party too.
See that? My cousin Renee.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, she rest in peace. You know, that's who she referenced. But I let my sister out the house to go to a party, and she never came back home.
Never came back.
Never came back home.
And this time I didn't get caught because Willie caught me at school at Poly. He took me back home. Everybody used to, and who else? Willie would always see me because I was always on the east side.
Yeah.
And he would take me back home. But I made sure he didn't catch me this time.
Yeah.
I was hiding out at Nene house. Because Nene had got her own apartment. She sure did on Pacific.
Wow.
Yeah.
What year was that, like in 94, 95?
No. Okay, Mommy died in 94, so that had to be like 96.
96, okay.
96, 95. I think it was like 96. Okay. 96. 96, yeah.
I remember that vividly. I used to go to high school. I was a freshman, and they'd be like, your sister in the park? And I'm like, she is? And then I would go see her, like, it was a park next to Jordan. What was it called?
Houghton Park.
Houghton Park. And I would go and she'd be hanging out,
still there.
doing her thing, chilling with her friends and stuff. And I'm like, I got to be at school. This sucks.
Right.
Yeah. But, you know, we quickly grew up and evolved to this. Can you tell the world what you've been doing? Like, what's been going on in your life?
Well, at this moment, the past, 10 years or whatever, I think, Tamar's been gone, since 2015.
16,
I think it's 17, 18. When did I have my fall? But anyway, he's my son. I have my middle son,
Tay-K.
Tay-K. He actually Tamar, Tay-K. He actually he still is a millionaire, but he made himself a millionaire at 15,
right?
Rapping, or whatever. But he got caught up with the wrong crowd, so he's fighting 2 capital murder cases. One of them they've already sentenced him, the one in Fort Worth, Texas, but we're appealing that, and the other one is in San Antonio. But I've been beating myself up. I'm just now getting it back together. I had to come to my brother. My brother had to love me till I learned how to love myself again. So now I am participating in life again. I work. I have 3 grandkids now.
Wow, 3 grandkids.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they, oh my God, they love me. So I guess when, because Kayla had her kids first.
Right.
That's my daughter.
Right.
Real special K. But when Kayla had Royalty, that's her second baby.
Right.
I guess that's when I knew that I really had a purpose here and I wanted to live again. You know, I guess is that sad that happened, but I never envisioned my life being a grandmother.
Right.
You know, I've always seen my life. I knew I'd be a mother or whatever, but I never seen past being a mother.
Right.
So when my daughter made me a grandmother, that gave me hope. And on another level, I never, because I grew up in Long Beach.
Right.
So I never, and I'm 44 now. So
Right.
I never dreamed that I lived to be 44, you know? So, I always thought, I'd be dead on some gangbang shit or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
On some hustling shit or whatever, but I'm still here.
Right.
And I got 3 grandkids. Like I said, I got, Royce is 4, Royalty is 2, and then Cameron just had a baby.
Yep.
Cameron's baby is 2 months. guess what? She was born the day before my birthday.
Wow, look at that.
So like, yeah, Kayla said, so what, you love that grandbaby more? She a mess. But I love them all.
Yeah.
And I love my kids. I just pray that my son, they release him and the devil take his hands off of his life or whatever, because I know that, I mean, what's going on with him is a trick of the enemy.
Right.
That bothers me.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But I'm not running from my reality anymore. I'm facing it.
Right.
You know, so, you know, that's better. I'm not by myself. Even though, like, you know, for a long time I told myself I was by myself.
Right.
Like, yeah, my brother, like, he adores me and he shows me that. Not just buying stuff. Like I said, he loved me back to life until I began to love myself again. So that means a lot.
I'm JR from Long Beach, California. Born and raised, now live in Sarasota, retired military. I'm a motivational speaker, and that's really big going on right now. And this content creator studio that Jen and Bessie has made is going to be very influential in the community and what's going on right now. Kids and everybody's going to join in with content and come here and leave. Just like the rappers have their studios, we have our studios now. I'm the #1 free agent motivational speaker. Catch you later. And that's why we want to bring you on the air, because people need to see behind the scenes how much work you put to get back who you are. First of all, my sister is one of the smartest people I know, and I'm pretty smart. So how I calculate and see things, she's street smart. She pick it up really quick. So I wanted to show the world, like, people got a negative view of my nephew, right? And what he has done and what the world painted of him, but don't know he was a beautiful kid. Don't know his mother is smart. We all grew up in an environment when we're being told where we can't, and if we do, it's not good enough for the next person. So we're gonna have to step outside the box, not condoning with what Tamar done or who he was affiliated with, because we was all affiliated with something growing
Exactly.
up. I followed my cousins and my sister footsteps, and you know, I'm a living proof and testimony, because our father is a praying man, but we wanted to be more like our mother. Our mother was deep in them streets. Our cousins, our uncles, our friends, and my sister, you know, it's crazy because we both born and raised in Long Beach, California, Memorial St. Mary's Hospital, Long Beach kids. When we got old enough to kind of like choose where we was going to pick our flags at and put our side in, she went quickly to the east side of Long Beach, which is a lot of our uncles and cousins and aunties are from the east side of Long Beach, and I stayed in the north side of Long Beach and continued to rep North Long Beach. But our whole family is all Long Beach, so we all love each other no matter what. So there was never no split. But the business savvy that she learned was from my mother. So my mother first started to show her, when she was still alive, a lot of hustling ethics, and that's how you was able to survive out there. We'll put it out there. She was out there in the streets hustling, doing her thing, trying to survive. And there were times where we would cross paths, and she wasn't ready yet. So I would get my feelings hurt, or she would get her feelings hurt, and we would go our separate ways and not talk for a couple of years. And I think between them times of me doing that and fighting for my country and going back and forth to Iraq, we lost way of one of my nephews. He chose something that he was affiliated with and followed the wrong crowd. And now he's stuck to a place to where he has to be a thinker to get his situation fixed. You know, and I want to tell the kids out there, you know, we was raised really, 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 really bad. You know what I'm saying? And if people ask me a question, Jared, would you change where you came from? No, I wouldn't change a damn thing, because it built us. And this is why we here. And that's why I do my podcast, because it's about resilience. And that's why I wanted to bring the world to you and you to the world, to tell your resiliency. I watched my sister climb out of several holes, not just one hole, several holes, before the babies was born, while they was born, while they was doing what they had to do. Now my niece and nephews are all in their 20s. So sometimes, you know, for me as a businessman and someone that's retired military and a podcaster, I look back on, if I could have went back and changed the outlook of certain situations, and I think that God had it to happen like this. We can't change what happened to mommy or Ricky or Tamar
Right.
or
It's
certain
gotta be
situations, it
accepted.
has to be like this.
Right.
And that's why you hear it. You
Right.
know, I saw her hustling movement and I saw how she moved. And my sister's a window shopper, but people think window shoppers is you don't buy nothing. No, she's a methodical thinker and she select who she talks to and what energy she wants to be around. And her mind works as just as smart as mine, but it's so smart to a point. I used to sit there and just watch her bet $1 and win like $200, or bet a 20 and win like $1,500, and I wouldn't even trip because it's like we're not gonna lose this because she gonna win. But she figured out how to play the system and the games and all that, and playing probably 1 and 2 at a time. I used to see her and I'm like. That makes you happy. Do what you got to do. And if anybody know what I'm talking about, you got these halls in Tampa that you can pull up, and there's these arcade rooms that adults go to, and you play slots and you win slots. And she was doing that out there, and she was surviving.
That's how I survived in Texas. Yeah.
Remember you taught me how to when I ran away. You was like, "Hey, go to Vons," and I don't know if I'm telling my age. She was like, "Take the grocery shopping carts and push them back in, and you'll get the quarterback." I found like 10 baskets, and I got all the quarters, and I survived that night because I ran away only for 2 days, and I went back home.
Because nobody used to push their baskets in. They used to leave them.
Right. It was crazy. Yeah. So
you remember that?
I remember.
I forgot all about that.
I remember all that. My sister taught me a lot of hustling skills that I use right now in this entrepreneurship world, and one of them is like leverage, and one of them is another one is pivot. I remember that she was working at Disneyland, and that's all I can say about that is she quit.
No, Knoxbury Farm.
And she quit. And then we you looked up, and I think about 15 months later, the store was shut down that we used to go and shop at. And I never understood why, but her and her friends was cracking that store wide open when we were younger, but I didn't name the store. But and she taught me how to hustle like that. So it was like amazing how your mind worked at that young age to say, hey, we're gonna eat somehow.
Right.
Can you tell us some more about your family, about my niece and my nephews, Tay-K, Kayla, Cameron? Can you tell us about them? Yeah, you start with the youngest first.
Okay, so Cameron, he raps too.
Okay. What's his
but Cameron,
what's his handle?
It say, when my phone ring on Instagram, it say CEO Drop of Blood.
Cameron,
so he always changes his name, or I think it say Black Boy, but I think when my phone ring, it say CEO Drop of Blood.
He's off the chain, Cameron. So Cameron, he raps. He's from Mississippi. He raps.
Right.
Tell us about him.
From Mississippi.
Okay.
His dad passed away when he was. How old was Cameron? Cameron was 15 16.
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen. I left. Oh God. Do I go there?
You don't have to tell it all. You could just tell a little bit. Yeah.
So, but when he was 15, 16.
Yeah.
And then he went to, my brother got him. He went to live with my brother. And then my brother, he came with me when he was 17.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ain't gonna tell y'all what he did, but then he went back to, we sent him back to Mississippi. Me and him got into it, so he went back to Mississippi because he's babied by his grandpa. And he's good. He's doing good now. He's working.
That's good.
Or whatever. He just told me last night he's gonna find another job. He's changing. I see the change in him. He's happy that he got a little girl.
Okay.
So I guess girls do make you soft.
They do. Yeah. Jaden made me soft. Shout out to Jaden.
And he's always been. He's been wise. All my kids have always been wise.
Right.
Tamar, everybody knows where. Yeah, but that's gonna change. Kayla.
Can you tell us how Tamar was when he was a little boy?
Tamar, oh my God.
Did he always love music?
He did. He always loved music.
Okay.
I always knew that he was gonna be somebody important.
Right.
Or whatever. You could, when he put his clothes on, when he was fresh, I ain't have to tell him. He already knew.
He already knew.
Yeah. He used to pick his own stuff out. He used to tell me, I remember, and I think I probably knew he was gonna be a rapper because he used to rap all the East Sider songs. Him and Trayshawn, Deshaun's son. Yeah. Deshaun baby son. They knew all the words. And then I remember one year he dressed up. It was Christmas. And I had a man, that's when throwback jerseys, he told me, I asked him what he wanted to put on. He said, or what he wanted for Christmas. He was like, I want him a throwback jersey. And I forgot what kind of jeans he had on. And he wanted some Timberlands. And then he wanted, remember, that's when they had those sweatbands that go around your head. And when we got to Grandmommy house for Christmas, Grandma said, "Oh shoot, who is this? Who is your name?" And he said, "I'm 50 Cent."
Man, he already
or
had
whatever.
it.
But yes, he was like 2, 3 years old. He used to know everybody rap, so he used to know all the words.
Right.
And I didn't know it.
Oh.
I used to be taking him to daycare in Deshaun truck, and like everybody be looking. I used to be playing the music loud. You already know.
Yeah, hold on, before she go on, she ever since I've known her, every car that we in, she got subwoofers, she got tens, she blowing the speakers out. She the reason why I bumped my music. When I got in the Army, they was like, you can't play that on loud on post. If anybody in the Army watching, when you on post, the MPs are on your ass, so you got to turn the music down. But go ahead.
But yeah, I was in actually Deshaun Suburban or whatever. I was dropping him off at daycare. And all these people, I was stopped at the stoplight. What street was I on? I was crossing over Willow because he went to, what's that? The street behind Lime. He went to that little church. Sherry used to work there. Anyway, to that daycare. But everybody was just staring at us. I was stopped at a light. They were staring at us. And I was wondering what they were staring. I thought they were staring because they liked the music that I was listening to. But I looked through the rear view mirror, and he up out his car seat, out the window. And so I'm like, what are you doing? He said, he see the police. He said, what'd he say? He didn't say he was gonna smoke. And what they say, he had his toy gun out the window talking about, there go 5-0, that he gonna pop him.
What? He's off the chain. What kind of movies was he watching?
Yeah, he said 187. Mama, they said 187 on the undercover cop.
He had listening to Snoop at an early age.
Yes, he knew, but he had his own self listening to it.
Right.
Because Trayshawn dad is Trady, so like Trayshawn knew all his daddy songs or whatever. That his daddy was his hero then.
Right.
So like, yeah, I don't know. But I was like, I used to give him money to go to the ice cream truck.
Right.
He never bought ice cream from the truck. He used to always buy a water gun. He liked guns. So he liked guns then. It's just in his blood. His daddy liked guns too. But now that doesn't mean that he did anything because he don't hurt nobody unless somebody hurt him.
Right.
So that's crazy, like all the stuff that people saying about him. And then I guess Kayla, we'll get on Kayla. I always knew she was gonna be what she is. I remember when she was little, when we lived in Mississippi, we had a clothesline in the back. And so I called her outside. I said, "What is you doing?" And she said, "I'm diamond, mama." And she was going around the pole.
Dancing. You off the chain.
Yeah.
She was doing that at that age.
She said, "I'm diamond, mama." Her dad said, "You better stop," or whatever. But yeah, so I guess they already
chose, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy is we are a reflection of what we show our kids and what we allow them to see and be around. And me and my sister saw a lot of crazy stuff with our mom. And then, once she started going through her phase, the kids start seeing that. And, if you would like to take a little look into that to see that, sometimes as adults, us, right now we're dealing with a situation, my sister and myself, I raised my son, I'm a single father, and I'm having struggles with my son because he's in the adolescence of a situation where chemicals are raging in his head and he think I'm the enemy, he think everybody the enemy.
Right.
So he don't want to listen and we butted heads and, sometimes it bothers me as a motivational speaker, even as a father, that I can't get to him like I could get to everybody else, right?
Right.
So my sister came when I was going through my bankruptcy and all the stuff that I was going through, and she made a relationship with my son, and he was listening to her more than me. So he found who he wanted to listen to at that time. But, do you think raising the kids as a single mother, would you change that today? What are the environment what they saw because you only was working with what you had?
I would because they seen a lot of me and their dad. Our relationship was toxic.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna blame him because I sat there and I allowed him. I mean, I allowed that to go on,
right,
or whatever. But yes, I do. I wish I would if I had it to do all over again.
Right.
I will wait and not necessarily say until I get married, but until I I was still an adolescent, adolescent having children. So I would grow up, you know, and still have still want Kayla, still want Tamar, still want Cameron or whatever. But like, I think like if I would have, you know, if I would have allowed myself to grow up, and I was still angry because mommy died, you know, and I was mad at the world. So I didn't make a lot of wise decisions then. As I'm saying, as a mother, you know, I would do that differently, or whatever. But they know I love them. They love me. I love them. I just like I didn't know how to be a mother, you know, because that's something that I didn't get. Like I fell short of that. Not making up excuses or whatever. That's why I know that like I'm a good grandmother because I know how to be a grandmother. My grandmother, like my dad raised me, but my grandmother, I always had my grandmother in my life. My daddy never let us go anywhere. The only place he did allow us to go, or I was a grandma's baby. You know, my grandma taught me how to cook. My grandma taught me a lot of things I know, everything I know as far as, and my auntie Mary, you know, being a woman, but like I picked up a lot from my grandmother. Like, so I think that's why I'm good with my grandkids because I have that, you know, grandmommy was a grandmommy to me, so I know how to be a grandmother to them. And
you see how life doubles back too in that situation, and that's what I'm trying to pull out of her and in the world, and people to see at the intelligence level that we only dealt what we have in our environment. And like she said, it's not an excuse. Our mother passed away of AIDS in 93, 94. My sister was a female, so my mother wasn't here to teach her how to be or become a woman. So she selected
who I would take in for. I was mad at all women because I didn't have. So I took information from who I wanted to take it to, but could nobody tell me what to do. Exactly. My daddy couldn't even get a girlfriend, couldn't get married again because I ran him off.
And these are true stories right here, and you see her aggressiveness to who she stand. Our father taught us to stand on everything we believe in, and that's why we so embedded into the mud. People ask me sometimes, JR, like sometimes you come off being stubborn, and I get that from my sister. No is no. And yes is yes. And if I want it, that's what it is. Because I didn't thought about it 100 times. And you heard the question I asked her, would she ever go back and change it? And she would. But at the same stance, she was like, I'm still going to stand on what I believe on. So if it was right now, she's giving back to her God blessed her with 3 beautiful grandkids, just like 3 beautiful kids. And now she get to share that life again. And I saw my sister live and run, and I seen people hold things over her head of how bad of a mother she was. And I always used to, first of all, when you talk about somebody and you telling me, why didn't you take off first? So that's how we grew up. It's like, you're not going to sit here and tell me anything bad about my sister and not going to pick up the phone and call her and let her figure it out. But for a long time, you know, I would go find her and in places where people had gave up on her, but I never gave up. I always saw what she had, because in our conversations when my mother passed, I didn't want to talk to nobody. She was my only friend, so it's going to be okay. She showed me motherly skills, even though she wasn't my mother, but she was my big sister to say, hey, stop crying, get up, be tough. Like, that's the reason why I'm so tough now, because she instilled them lessons inside of me, because I grew up around 1 or 2 guy cousins, but the rest of them were girl cousins, and they was all with everything. So all of them can fight. All of them was pretty. All of them, if one got you, all of them got you. And my sister, she used to take up for me when I used to go to elementary school. I didn't want to fight. And I think I got bullied at the tetherball game. And a little girl slapped me. I think she was a couple of years older than me. It was at Star King Elementary. And I went to go tell my sister. She fought her and her sister.
Right,
and
I just slap him no more.
Yeah, I sat back and looked. I'm like, what kind of world is this? But I was like, okay, I see what's going on. So I had to grow up quick and find out who I was and how to handle my situations. But you still did what God wanted you to do, because no matter what, look at you right now. Look where you at this moment, 2023. Yeah, we have Kayla, we have Tamar, we have Cameron, we have your 3 grandkids that I love. So, I love those are my great nieces and nephew. One great niece and two great nieces and one great nephew. And I'm 42, so
Royalty is his baby.
yeah, I love Royalty, man. She's so precious. She finds me everywhere in the house. When she came and stayed
Uncle
with me,
JJ.
yeah. So also too, I wanted to see where did you get your musical influence from? Like, what kind of music did you listen to growing up to make the kids? Because all of them have good musical skills.
Right.
I heard Kayla rap. I heard Cameron rap.
Right.
And definitely we all heard Tay-K rap. So
and Roy sing.
So what kind of you're producing a little engine over there? What do you have that they picking up that you have in your body? Do you love music? What kind of music do you love?
Do.
Okay.
And I think that's like when I'm have anxiety or whatever, like music, it calms me, it soothes me. But remember when I was little, mommy used to listen to music a lot.
Yeah,
like, so I think my mom, I think that came from mommy and daddy. No, from both of them.
Yeah.
Daddy liked music too. Before he became a preacher, remember daddy, they used to party.
Yeah,
remember
back in Long Beach.
Yeah, grandmommy too. Grandmommy, yeah. So I think like we just come from a lyrical, our family.
Right. Definitely.
It's in our blood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's discipline too, because I believe when we listen to that music, like for me, I get my speaking ability from my father and my grandfather. But I love music to a point to where every time I see my kids that come back, they pick up a little bit of my son. Like my son loves R&B. Right. And secretly, I love R&B. And I hear him play it in the shower. I'll be like, boy, where you hear that from? You know what I'm saying?
He be singing his whole heart out.
Yeah, he does.
Right.
Shout out to Jaylani.
And Kayla, she called. She was like, Mom, what song? What's this song? She was asking me some song last week. I forgot what she was saying. Yeah. But it was Drake's song. Right. But like when I'm riding in the car with Kayla, I'm like, God, I was like, why is like, where you, like, I just be thinking to myself, like, this stuff I used to play when I used to go through shit with your daddy. Like, what did you do and listen to this?
She probably heard it.
Yeah. But she listened to all kind of music. Like, my kids, they listen to all kind of music. Right. Especially Tamar. Tamar listened to everything. Like, he likes rock music. Yeah. Everything. He likes everything.
I think he was one of the first artists that was on the streaming with XXX Extension and all them. Right. He was one of them streamers that bust that wide open. Yeah, I forgot what platform that was. What? You 21. What?
It's either Musically, TikTok, or what's that?
Chat. It's not. Man.
SoundCloud.
Yeah, SoundCloud. Yeah, he was a SoundCloud rapper, Tay-K. So I want to ask you this. I know where I was at.
SoundCloud still pay him. Oops.
I forgot where I was at. Where, I'm gonna ask you this question, but where was you at when you heard the race? Like where was you at?
On Long Beach Boulevard in Compton.
How did you hear
Coming from the game. Oh, I was going to say, nigga. I was walking.
No, go ahead. Speak it.
Because they got them game rooms out there, too.
Oh, you was on the game room?
I was walking to one. Yeah. And so Long Beach Boulevard, I think in Alondra. Right. Yes, and those stores right there on across the street from the liquor store?
Yeah.
I want to say, that ain't Jackrabbits. That liquor store in Compton, behind going toward,
You talking about on Long Beach Boulevard?
Where the donut shop is.
Yeah, right there, yeah.
It's a donut shop, it's a gas station. Remember Starlight is down that back street church?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm walking down the street and they blasting it on the radio at one of those stores. Right. I just stopped, I started dancing. I said, that's my motherfucking son. Yeah. And so them niggas was looking at me like, this bitch on something. I'm like, nah, that's my son. That's Tamar. So we listened to the whole song. It was when they first debuted it or whatever. So I said his first name, his last name. They said it. I said, I told you that was my son. They was like, damn. I'm like, look at this picture. Look. They showed. So they went online, looked at the picture, and they looked at me. They was like, damn, that is her son.
So you never heard this song before? You just heard it on the radio?
Look, I heard it. No, Kayla, when he put it out, he sent it to me. But because I guess like how he sent it,
was compressed.
Like it was compressed, so it was like playing like what you calling them? Yeah, it was playing like that. So I heard it on the radio. Yes.
Wow. How did you feel?
Nigga, I was proud.
Wow, that's
I was
emotion.
like, for real, because when he was saying he was gonna rap and writing songs, because he used to steal my laptop or whatever. That was when he had ran away from home and they came to Corpus. He had came to Corpus Christi and he was living with, so he used to write shit. When I think, what's the song? Remember the you said it, Kayla said it wasn't a meme, it was a real. I posted it the other day. I would have bought an ass for my motherfucking bitch.
Yeah,
that's like one of the first songs that he wrote. Like he wrote that song when he was with me.
Okay.
Or whatever. But like I was. What was you asking me? I forgot.
No, where was you at and how'd you feel?
But yeah, I was on Long Beach Boulevard and I was like, I was real happy. I was real excited.
That's good.
I was happy as hell.
And then after that, did you try to pick up the phone and call him? Like, where you at?
I did. Yeah, okay. I did. Kayla. I think I had a phone then, or I called Kayla because I always talk to Kayla or whatever. But I couldn't. Matter of fact, I couldn't talk to him because he was on the run. Okay. That's when he dropped that song. Yeah. And I think that's when it was distorted, when she sent me the distorted version, he was on the run. When it actually came out on the radio, I think he was already he was in jail.
He was already in jail.
Remember, he was seen as.
It says here that while on the run in 2017, Tay recorded The Race, which dropped on June 30th, 2017, the day he was arrested.
Exactly.
The single hit number 44 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went platinum.
Look at that.
Yeah. Remember he sent you to come get me.
Yeah, he did. He said, go get my mom. And,
yeah.
I always wanted to ask you, like, how you feel now about it in the situation. And social media is so big. So a lot of the kids still love him to this day.
Yeah,
and I believe, and I'm going to say this on the record, I believe if he was out, he'd be the biggest rapper still right now, because the situation where his mom is at, she's healthy. I'm in his corner. I'm retired military. I was a bodyguard for a long time, so I would already put a lot of security around him and then always coach him, mentor him, and love him and guide him to a point to where he knows he has a team. My manager is my cousin, my first cousin, Latasha Fuller, so I would help him put them pieces, his big sister, his little brother around him. And me and my sister always dream about this. Like, if he was to come out, how would you feel and what would you do that day?
Whoa. I was going to say stop breathing, but I wouldn't stop breathing. I don't know, like, just hold him and never let him go.
Right.
Hold him and never let him go.
Yeah.
Me and Kayla probably be fighting
over, yeah.
Sometimes she thinks she his mama.
Yeah, definitely. Well, she had a lot, like you did. You had a lot. You helped raise
she
me.
do. It's
same thing.
Yeah, and Auntie Mary did it with Daddy.
Yeah.
It's like it's in our blood.
Cycle,
yeah. And Daddy did it with Auntie Mary. Yeah.
I wanted everybody to see my sister and where I get it from, and see her kids and just see her dialect and how she handles situation as a businesswoman. And we want to transfer to the next subject, which is I want to introduce my sister. She is who she is, but she's also the CEO of RH2G. Quietly behind that, she has been given vision and business aspects and watching me do things and guiding me. And she is the CEO of RH2G. And this is the podcast that we on. And I said, what better time to give an interview of your journey back to who you are now?
Right. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready.
She wasn't ready, but when are you ready, right?
Right.
So those are questions you have to ask. And I told myself, if I ever was to get back to my stage of who I was when I was the CEO of the security company, I would go back and grab my sister, you know what I'm saying,
right.
and put her in position to win and give her the ball and let her shoot it and dribble it and do what she got to do. And now you see what we have now, because this podcast, what we're doing is inspired by what we have talked through late nights. And, even her being here now, she don't want to show her face. She don't want to be known. No. But I said, tell your story and let the world know your business side and who you are and what we had to work with raising these kids and what you're doing now to give back to your grandkids. Right. And that's the story right there. Like, we love Tay-K, and me and her have dreams of him getting out and doing a lot of fantastic things, but reality sets in sometimes and she runs away. Right. And I have to go get her, but she stayed. She been here long now, so I'm happy to have you. I'm happy to just have a good conversation. And, I want you to tell the world, too, what message will you give Tamar if he was sitting across the table from you? What message? Think about it.
Everybody's not your friend. Just because you're hurt or you're angry, be careful. You know how you act out, but everybody is not your friend.
Right.
That's what I would tell him. Everybody is not your friend.
Everybody's not your friend.
No.
Mm-hmm.
And all you need is you and that man up there, God. That's it. Nothing else.
And what would you do as a mother to push that envelope for him? If he was to be out right now, what would you do? How would you be in his corner? Talk to him, like look in the camera and tell him how you would feel if he was here and how you would be a part of his vision moving forward.
I don't know if I would have, like, I know that I'm old, though they say I'm old, so I try to stay out of it, but like I would keep everybody away.
Right.
I beat them off with sticks. Mm-hmm. And probably, you don't even want to know what else. But I keep everybody away because everybody ain't your friend.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Everybody ain't your friend. And like heal, I like, if I could heal him right now, just, you know, heal him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep talking. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just and can't believe. Yeah, just believe. Like he believed in his dreams. He believed in what nobody else did. I always believed in him.
Right.
But when nobody else did, he did.
Okay.
And just trust God and trust the process.
Okay. And that's what we basically try to tell the kids now. And what do you think Tay-K would say to his fans right now? If he can talk to them live, sitting next to you with his mama right here, what do you think he would tell his fans right now? Speak to the fans, because he's like, if you look on his page, I think he got 1.5 million fans.
Yeah, he does. He was to stay in school, to be great.
Okay.
And don't believe the hype. I think that's what he would say to his friends. Don't believe the hype.
Okay. You know, and that's you guys hear that from Mama Tay-K. That's what we call her. And you know, coming to the end of the podcast, sometimes the rejection is the redirection. And I wanted to say that to my sister because I love her to death. And people do a lot of talking now on social media, and they talk indirectly, but in the flesh, you are appreciated. I love you. You're a beautiful black woman. I think you deserve to be right here. I think that the mistakes that you made as a mother is why you're the greatest grandmother ever. And I think that it took now to happen. And I think mommy will be proud of you.
Thank you, brother.
And I think that you should continue to put it out there and tell the kids to inspire and make sure that they know that, hey, you know what? Tay-K had a good vision, a good model. He was just around the wrong crowd.
Right.
And that's how I see it. And a lot of us are around the wrong crowd. And
let me just say this, and I think like, because I pushed gang banging and hustling, that's what he wanted. He was trying to be like, he went after that. He gravitated to that.
Yeah.
He wanted to be like me. And I think I would push it another way.
Way.
But that was like, I guess that was all I knew.
But it was pushed on us.
Right, exactly.
So, I mean, you pushed what you knew.
Right.
Right? But a lot of people put a bad spotlight on gangbanging. And when we growing up in them inner cities, a lot of that situation is mentored. Not now, but back then it was all mentored, and it was a closed environment to a point to where we understood the history of gangbanging or cripping. Or from our city, we rep Long Beach hard, so we only concerned with Long Beach and what we do and how we uplift it. And when people see this podcast, they would know our families, the McIntyres, the Fullers, they got Gators, they got all Harrises, they got all that in Long Beach. And at the end of the day, we are all connected, and we got to represent for each other. And I believe that my sister standing up doing her first podcast today with RS2G, being the CEO, it's going to let a lot of kids know that aspiring artists, not one, tap in with her because she knows something that we don't know. She helps, inspires these music artists like her son to go be great, like her daughter, like her other son and her grandkids, but to show them that, hey, this is what I did for my mistakes, and look at my son. Let me help you go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? There's an educated level of understanding, I want to believe, cripping and Long Beach and gangbanging. A lot of my uncles are very articulate to a point to where it was never pushed to be aggressive gangbanging. It was always kind of like a Malcolm X feel. Like, I'm going to educate you. I'm going to warn you before I strike you. And I think that that's what you're teaching now. Is like, it's okay to be who you from, where you from. Just be educated while you're doing it. You know what I'm saying? And I want to say thank you for coming on. I love you.
I love you too.
Just keep representing. And let's keep Tamar in our prayers and uplift him. And he will be home one day. And you will hug your baby. And we will continue our mission. All right. Let's put Tay-K on the back. Let's see what he working at.
that case, bitch, I did the race. With his non-dancing butt.
My nephew, guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate it, guys, for just tuning in. I don't tell people to subscribe because I know they will, but subscribe, push that button. Subscribe to RS2G. This is the CEO of RS2G, Nina McIntyre, Tay-K's mom. Tap in with us if you want to interview, and see you guys later.
What's up, bro? I see what you doing. Yeah, I'm straight. She gonna get on.
Tell everybody here. He coming.
It's just a regular little watch. Huh? We about the same height. We about the same height.
He said he been working out too.
You been working? How you get big though, bro? I see you getting big. Getting big, bro.
Tell him you love him.
Yeah, I love you though, bro.
Capsule.
They're mad cause he told the truth. That's why they mad cause he wanna be you.